East Basin Wharf number 2 in Newcastle Harbour. And the bloke who's at the centre of this activity is Geoff Beasley.
We're flat out at the moment. We had a very quiet August, and now all of a sudden the ships are attacking from all directions.
What do stevedores do?
Stevedores basically is a Spanish terminology to unpack and pack. So what a stevedore does is loads cargo, takes cargo out in liaison with the captain and the port authority, plus the port operational people that come along with the ships. And we basically load the cargoes, discharge.
Newcastle Port is famous for coal. Does it frustrate you that the message isn't getting out there that there are other ships like these ones that are coming in and out all the time?
It does frustrate me. You hear people talking about coal, and that's all they think that moves through the port. But probably what we do in the port as stevedores is handle more variety of cargoes than any other port in Australia. So it's quite fascinating, the different ships that we get coming in.
Yeah. There's a fair bit of activity on at the moment, some containers being loaded, and I've bumped into a bloke who's sitting inside what he calls a humpy. It's a little tin shack right next to the ship, and this is Mad Dog. G'day, Mad Dog.
G'day, mate. How you doing?
Pretty good. What's your job?
Well, today we're hooking on containers. So basically, the crane comes down with a spreader, which is a square box on top, and we guide it in with ropes.
I'm now on board the ship. There are some containers being moved on board at the moment, and Troy's standing up here. Troy, what's your job?
Mate, I'm the crane driver and deckman.
Do you like what you do?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's all I've done. Basically, come straight from school back in '92.
And I suppose as a crane driver too, you'd get a bit of variety.
Well, every ship that comes in, basically, it's got different cranes. We've got no Portainer cranes in Newcastle Port as yet. But yeah, it's a bit of novelty each time you come in. There's something different happening. So.
The ships themselves, to me, are sort of quite human, and they're women. They always refer to them as she's, but if you turn your back on them, they can play up on you, sort of thing. They're a bit of a concern. You start a ship and it's nice and quiet, and all of a sudden you run into troubles. You could have crane problems or whatever, stowage problems down below, and you've got to fight them to the end, and they just refuse to give in. But at the end of the day, once you see them dropping their lines and going away, you feel there's a bit of satisfaction. And I guess for our fellas and girls and males and females working on the ships, it is satisfaction when they start on a ship. It's like a book. There's an introduction to it, it gets to a climax and it finishes, but at least there's a closure on all these ships. They do sail at some stage or another, even though you think they're going to be there forever.
It must be a relief sometimes.
It is, absolute relief to see them go. And then there's others, there's a tear in your eye when you see them go, because you build up such a great relationship with the ship's captain and the staff, and it's sad to see them go. Yeah.